Yeah, Imtiaz.
Interestingly, I used to have a solar company about 5 years ago, and the only reason we were able to do what we were doing is because of the massive subsidies by generally Western countries into solar. So I think there is some leadership that the West is taking when it comes to solar. China now leads solar panel development, but that's because the West incubated all of that. So I wanted to just make the point that actually our morals do affect how the planet is developing, and actually we are the leaders in this space. Just coming back really quickly into the point about kind of freedoms and moral values. I'm an atheist from a Muslim background, I'm an ex-Muslim, I'm brown, I'm a man. I will not survive in a lot of countries. I just will not survive. So there is something that happens in these kind of countries that we live in that allow me to exist and be on talk shows like this.
Are we complacent about that?
And we are so complacent. If I have to go back to Bangladesh, I have to think, holy shit, is someone going to kill me? Right? And that's
why would they kill you? Because you're an atheist?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're killing atheists in Bangladesh. So, I mean, and there's people living there who get killed right now. I'm not even living there, so I have to think about it. That's such a complacent thing that's such a thing that we're complacent about. We forget how difficult it is in a lot of these countries to have, and so there is a difference between capitalism as it's kind of authoritarian or liberal and democratic, versus the kind of liberal world order where we do push things like freedom of speech. And we need to be really aware of that, because otherwise we're going to keep hating on what's come out by fluke, I would say, in many ways, from these countries, and has been pushed out. But actually it's a good thing, and we can't forget that.
Anyone else before we go? Yeah. Morning. There's the microphone.
I just following on from the point the gentleman has just made, I think we are in danger of kind of beating ourselves up here in the West about liberal democracy. I'm a little bit schizoid when it comes to liberal democracy, because I don't particularly like the economic model that liberal democracy offers us, the free markets, and let everyone go to, to the wall if they're not strong enough to survive in the free markets, and the lack of intervention and welfare support. But on the other hand, I think that there is a hell of a lot on the political side of liberal democracy to recommend it as a system that's actually quite superior.
Superior?
Well, yes. We don't talk enough about popular sovereignty as a political concept. Power flowing from the people in a very direct sense. We don't talk about constitutionalism, in particular the rule of law, and the virtues of the rule, having a system that's based around the rule of law, separation of powers, and so on. We don't talk about human rights, particularly that aspect of liberalism that focuses on
let me throw that to Maya. That's fascinating. Human rights.
Okay,
let me throw that. Some very, very interesting points there, following from Imtiaz says as well. We're the leaders, aren't we, in human rights? We are the gold standard, are we not?
I mean, I think you don't want to ignore the importance of human rights, and certainly human rights at home in the UK, but to suggest that the UK, one of the countries that actually sold, there was an 500% increase in arms sales to Saudi Arabia since the war in Yemen began.
On another level, LGBT rights, we've changed the world.
But Theresa May has tried to deport people back to countries where they may actually be persecuted because of their sexuality, and that is a product of extreme anti-immigration sentiment in Britain. So I think that, yes, we should, of course, value human rights that we have at home, but not suggest that Britain isn't complicit in these human rights abuses aren't inherent to the forms of foreign policy.